are people you meet in life that inspire you to be the best you that you can be. And Joshua Rocco is one of them. Always a rambunctious young boy, sports, specifically football, was what he lived for and loved. Standing tall and built for this sport, Joshua had a promising football career ahead of him. On September 17, 2002, Joshua was scheduled for afternoon arena tryouts that were going to be a game changer. But that morning, Joshua and a relative were involved in a car accident that would change his destiny forever. Josh.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you coming down to Hollywood, Florida to do this interview.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
So we can get your story out there. How old were you when you were injured?
I was 18.
You're 18?
Yep.
Remember the exact day?
When I was injured?
Yeah.
Yep, September 17th, 2002. About 9:30 in the morning.
9:30 in the morning.
You know, I was working.
Oh, you were at work?
I had a big job out in the capital of Michigan, Lansing. We were heading out there to do a big commercial job. I used to, fix the air conditioners up on top of like Home Depot or any kind of big buildings like that.
Right.
And my van just went faulty. My rear tire blew. I had a whole bunch of two barrels of chemical in there, which were like an acid base. So to touch your skin and eat right through. We used to have to wear like special suits on and everything.
Right.
Well, when the tire blew, all that weight shifted to the corner, and my axle ripped off the van, my rear axle. It was probably about a big 3,500, full size work van with tons of stuff in it, like I said. And at that time, so my cousin's sleeping. I'm trying to hit him, wake him up. Hey, wake up, wake up. And he's like, what's going on? I'm like, I can't stop. Well, when I'm hitting the brakes, next thing I know, like we're just sliding and the car just tips forward, head over heels. I'm looking straight down at the cement and I just start like, hey, I don't know what's going on, and boom, glass shattered, and that's the last thing I remember. Now, my mom said I was in a coma for like 2 months, or two weeks, but I don't remember nothing for the whole first month. I lived in the hospital for 2.5 months.
And what happened to your cousin?
He actually he can walk and everything, but he broke his sternum, he broke a couple shoulders, and he has over 98% of his body burnt from that chemical. Yeah, so basically you can't see it unless he took it off his shirt, but his body's like, kind of like this,
right,
with no flesh, kind of, it's just all scarred, and I feel bad because obviously I was the one driving, but we've talked and everybody knows, and he knows, and everybody in our family, they've all told me there's nothing you could do about it, and I was just like, well, I was driving, and it's sad. I did get the harsher, you could say, injury, but I don't really look at it like that. It's something that happened in life, and kind of just kept going and tried to stay positive the best I could at that time.
Right after the accident, and obviously you're in a tough emotional state.
Yeah, I went home and to my mom and lived in my mom's house. At first it was really hard. They wanted to do everything for me, which wasn't, bad for them. But for me, when I was 18, I was a unstoppable person. I could do everything. My mom wanted to move her house, I'd move her whole house. Fridge on my back and stuff like that. Well, after all that, I couldn't do all that, and everybody wanted to do everything for me, and it kept getting, kept bothering me a little bit. Well, also I got done and I actually had a bed sore. So I was actually, when I got out of the hospital, I was down for another year.
Because of the bed sore?
Because of the bed sore, it got that bad. Because what happened was, when I was in my coma, they could never turn me. So I laid on my back the whole time. So I got a big sore on my sacrum. But they couldn't turn me, because if they turned me, something would happen.
Right.
So I went home and I still had that sore. Well, it just got worse and worse as I kept sitting on it, and we never knew about it. So at that time, things started getting really more difficult for me, because I just got out of the hospital for 2.5 months. Now I'm back at home. Now I got to be down again. And I was going through pain and some of that, obviously. So at that time, that's when I started taking actually pain medication. Pain meds really, to me, I was like, well, what else is there to do? I'm sitting at home all day, laying on my stomach. They told me I had to lay on my stomach all day long. I used to do 1,000 push-ups a day, just to keep me occupied.
Right, keep you moving.
And I'd be high all day on pills, Oh. But then obviously as I got older, and I didn't do it that long. I probably did it for like the first year of me being injured. But it was just, like I said, I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do next at that time. I was just like, I'm just laying here and I'm hurt, and I'm just gonna get high. Now what?
How'd you get off you just stopped it?
I just stopped. My mom, I told her, she's seen it. She's seen me just nonstop eating them, and she was like, we need to get these away from you. But then, so after that first year, 2 years living with my mom, I said, you know what? When I turned 19, I was like, Mom, I need to get out. She's like, well, why? Why do you need to leave? I need to be independent. I need to be independent, and I need to take on this life by myself right now. If I need you, I know you're there. You'll always be there for me. I'll call you, you help me, but I need to get out. I need to learn all this on my own. I need to, have the hardships. I need to fall down. I need to, learn how to use the bathroom on my own, because at the time my mom did everything for me. I needed this for myself. If I was going to be able to handle this kind of lifestyle, being in a wheelchair and having to deal with no medical problems, me be able to do this myself and be that big independent person as I want to be, I had to get out and do it myself. So I just started, went out on my own, got independent, got my own house, lived by myself for a while, and I started getting even more independent, working out, learning how to get around. I was real strong. When I first got hurt, I was like, couldn't even pick up a little 4-pound dumbbell. I fell out of my chair. So I had to learn how to do everything again,
What was it that kind of got you to start getting into calisthenics? What was it that got you attracted you to calisthenics?
I was searching on the internet and looking for different sports and stuff like that, and I came across actually Hannibal for King. So I started watching all this stuff, and I was like, wow, that is unbelievable. Like, this guy's like superhuman. Like, everybody's like, oh, Superman, this, this and that. I'm like, we're literally watching this guy grab a pair of bars and just stiff his body straight out, and nothing, not a string holding him up or nothing. And I just seen him doing it. I was like, wow, a lot of these moves I probably can't do because obviously I'm paralyzed. I go, but I can do some similar stuff that I can kind of call my own paralyzed human flag or paralyzed this and that. So as that got me interested, I kept looking more into it. So I read more about bar stars, and I found out that you had to be on their team, the calisthenic workout team, you had to try out. And there was like a way you try out, you rate this bio, why, and how you inspired people, and what would this do for you if you made this team, and then also a little clip. So I made a nice little clip of video of me doing stuff of like climbing up poles, 10-foot poles at parks, just things that I trained for years and years. It took me 2 years to finally get a muscle up and all these moves to ascend to bar stars, so I can make this team, to even try to make this team.
So you can do a muscle up? You trained to do a muscle up?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get to a muscle up?
2 years.
So now you're not only an athlete, but you're a competitive athlete. You're professional, you're pro.
I am a pro. I'm an IFBB pro wheelchair bodybuilder. There's 22 professional wheelchair bodybuilders in so far that have made professional. So basically, there's no sport that you can go professional other than wheelchair bodybuilding for people with disabilities.
But I've seen a lot of wheelchair basketball stuff online and on TV. Are those not pro, or?
See, in the United States, you can go to college today, you can get endorsements, and they can help you out, pay like travel fees, this and this and this, but not give you specific money. No, like you can't go to a sport and say, hey, I'm a pro because I wheelchair basketball. Now overseas, you can actually call yourself pro if you go overseas in Spain, Turkey, a country like that accepts you and says, okay, you can be on my team. They actually pay you. There's guys that make great money. Here in the United States, it's only wheelchair bodybuilding, and like I said, it's history. I'm number 17 that actually made it. I made it in 2012. I competed right after I made my pro card. I competed in my first pro show. There was 4 people. I took 4th out of all 4 of them, but I took last, which was fine because it was an honor. Because I always seen these people that I always wanted. Man, I want to be on stage with this person. He's a pro, and I was. I looked up and there's a pro. I was like, wow, these guys have been watching for years. They're my heroes. And I was there. I made it. Like, I achieved my goal that I worked so hard for. 16, 20 weeks of dieting. Non-stop training. No matter, if I'm going through the flu, medical problems with, bladder or whatever I had, I just dealt with it and just kept going on that journey,
But it's a great example because there's somebody somewhere, and which is one of the reasons why we're really doing the show that we're doing, is there's somebody somewhere who just got this information and is coming to terms with what their new normal is going to be. And they had all these plans and all these dreams of what it is that they wanted to do, what it is they wanted to achieve. And now they feel like, okay, great, this has just spoiled whatever the plan was. And I guess one of the reasons I want to do your story is just to show people that you can still achieve what it is that you're going for. It just may not look the way you think it was supposed to look like when you get there.
Or be as easy, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I don't think anything's ever easy.
Yeah, but before saying, oh, it's easy for me to make this or something tragedy happens, and they're like, there's no way I'm ever gonna get that.
Right.
I thought that millions of times. I still think that to this day at times.
Right.
But I have to remember myself, like, look where I've come and look how much I've got. I have, I have gotten, I've, actually accomplished.
Right.
And basically what it is you just have to say, okay, it might be a little harder.
Right.
It might be a little bit more struggle, but you know what? If you stay, I'm telling you this is my number one thing. You stay positive, and you really work hard and stay dedicated to whatever you want to do. It could be anything. It could be a math test I want to do tomorrow. Maybe I'm in school, Maybe I do want to be a professional athlete. Maybe I lost a leg in a little injury or something, and you want to be a jumper. They got fake legs that actually have jumping. There's always something out there. It might be a little bit harder, but stay positive, and you can definitely get there.
So you're married?
I am definitely married.
How long have you been married?
4 years, 4.5 years.
And your lovely wife's name is?
Julie Nicole Rucker.
So did you meet Julie, did you know Julie before the accident, or did you meet Julie after the accident?
I actually went to high school, played high school football with my wife's brother. I got in my accident, and I actually got with another woman at the time, and I was with her for about 4 or 5 years, and things just didn't work out. But me and Julie kind of got in contact with each other. She was in a relationship that didn't work out, and things happened, didn't really work out for her. So we actually started talking over line.
But let me ask you, after your accident, and after you broke up with the person you went before, did you ever think, okay, now I'm in a wheelchair, it's going to be harder to find something? Because there's somebody out there who's maybe thinking.
Yes, for sure.
And obviously you're living proof.
Oh, for sure.
And a lot of other people.
I actually wanted to stay with the woman that I was with at the time, and it was not a good relationship. We just, we did not.
You're not compatible.
We just didn't clench or whatever together. We just weren't good for each other. And I thought, man, I'm gonna have to probably stay with this woman because who's gonna accept me in a wheelchair?
So what makes you happy today?
What makes me real happy today, to be honest, is life, family, and my wife. I mean, I love life. Everybody's like, oh no, I love life. Even though I'm in a wheelchair and objects and things are hard to get around, to go through this and that, I'll figure out how to get through it because I love life. I love adventures.
So when you look in the mirror today, having come from since you had your accident to where you are today, are you happy with the guy that smiles back at you?
Actually, I am. I'm very, very, very happy. I've come from a long way. A lot of people would have seen me before. Obviously, I was more of a negative person. I looked at situations in life a little different, and now I don't. I don't take things for granted. I try not to, at least. I try to help out as much as I can. If I see someone in a wheelchair or has a disability that's struggling, I'll go help them. Even someone that doesn't, I'll go talk to them. I go out of my way to talk to people that say if they stare at me, go up to them and talk to them, hey, how you doing? My name's Josh, see if they want to know something about me.
Yeah, because most people they're looking at you because they're just curious. Maybe.
Yeah, they're
not, it's not bad intentions. They're not being mean. They're just your kids, especially.
Right.
They just want to know. Now, and who is the biggest influence in your life, and why?
Biggest influence in my life is my mother.
Your mother.
Yep, my mother, and because she is the one that told me, this is your new life. There's nothing we can do, but stay positive, be the best you can be, and I want you to try and do anything you want. And that's what I did, and that's what I keep doing every day. I do it for myself, but I also do it for my mom, because every time I know I look, even moms are moms at times, you know what I mean? And sometimes you're like, but I always know I can kind of glance over and look and see my mom, even if she's not paying attention, she will. She is paying attention, she's smiling. That right there is making me feel great, because I know I'm impressed with her. I showed her the person I was before, and now who I've become over, all this tragedy and, all the stuff I've been through. And she sees that, wow, he really did take what I told him to do, and he's done the best he can.
Now, all of us who are working on stuff, I'm working on this show, you worked on getting into fitness, anything that we're working on, we all have self-doubt. I think sometimes your worst enemy is yourself.
Yes.
In anything that we're doing.
Yes, it is.
Now, obviously, I saw you compete in the Bar Stars competition on the beach, and you're competing with able people. How did you overcome your self-image and what you would have looked at as not being able to compete with those guys? What was it that gave you that confidence to do that? The chutzpah, the tenacity, and the confidence to do that.
How many people do you see when you go out into public in a wheelchair? Being honest, like me.
Not many.
Right, exactly. That's why. So when I went to the beach, I'm the only person around. I look around, there's probably 3,000 to 7,000 people. And
Right.
I'm like, I'm the only guy who lives here? Why not do it? This is gonna show everybody that there is a possibility, no matter what you're capable of doing or not doing, that if you put your mind to it, you can do it. So yeah, even though I knew I probably wasn't gonna win, I didn't care. It was fun, it was a great time, and I was showing, I know out of all those people I was gonna touch, even if I touched 1, I was gonna touch somebody. That right there shows me, oh, okay, you know, they're like, wow, if he can do it, obviously I can do it. Look at this guy, he's out here working out on the beach in front of all these people. You can see he's got, you know, little functions wrong in his back and stuff, you know. I didn't care, I wanted people to see that. Like, this is what you see.
You know what you show really is that winning is not about the trophy.
Yeah, not everybody thinks like that though.
Yeah, everybody thinks that in order for me to win, I have to get the trophy. Sometimes
Exactly.
the fact that you're there
Yes.
means you've won.
Yes,
You've already
yes.
won.
That's just like bodybuilding. I'd like to get back on stage in 2016.
What do you believe is your purpose in life?
I mean, now that I believe my purpose in life is actually to inspire and motivate people, showing them, you know, like everybody has, again, a tragedy or something wrong in their life. It's not just, no one's perfect, and that's what I love to do. And if anybody ever wants to contact me, you can give them my information. I would love to talk to them one-on-one, or maybe email them back. Maybe that could touch them even more. Who knows?
Right.
And I believe that's what my purpose is now. You know, I believe God works in mysterious ways, and you know, it happened in life, and I just have to take the best I can with it. And I want to show people, you know, I've been through a lot, and I can tell them so much about my life and story, but look, I've overcome it. So no matter what you go through, if you stay positive and work hard, you can probably overcome it too.
If you saw this kid today, what would you tell him? With all that you know and the life you lived, what would you tell this kid?
I wish I could go back and look at him and say, hey, you should make sure you go out of your way and help people as much as you can, because it's not about what people do for you, it's just about what you can do for other people.
Perfect.
And that's what I love about it.
And thanks for the perfect ending to our interview.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
Thanks
I
so
appreciate it
much.
so much. Thank you so much.
Thanks. That's it. Until next time.
Till next time.
Joshua Rucker doesn't compete for a trophy. He competes so he can show the world anything is possible. And it doesn't matter what life throws your way. Never give up on your dreams. Joshua truly embodies tenacity, courage, resilience, and determination. And until next time, thank you for watching You Talk on YouTube.